fun.
Boom! Welcome to Fightheads MMA, you guys. It's me, Miss Nikki. I'm in the house again, y'all. I'm back with the craziness. Yes. And today I have a young man that is making his pro MMA debut at CES 59 this Saturday. Yes, he
Oh,
is, Mr. Zach
Friday.
Thompson. Yeah, MMA, right?
Yeah, yeah, Friday night.
Oh, it's
It's a go
Friday.
tomorrow. No,
No,
yeah,
it's Saturday, isn't it?
no,
Oh, it's
Friday.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
My
it
bad,
definitely
y'all.
is.
I'm so used to stuff happening on Saturdays, but not
Saturday.
yet. But this card is happening tomorrow. It will be featured on the UFC Fight Pass, so Miss Nikki
Mm.
can't watch it because it'll be on the Fight Pass, and I do have a Fight Pass, so I'll be interested to see, tune in to see. Don't start laughing now, bro. You said it funny.
Yeah,
Okay, so welcome Zach to Fight His MMA.
yeah. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming up with me. What is
Definitely.
so you're making you have okay, so this young man is a pro, he's a pro boxer and he is making his debut into the MMA world. So how first of all, we're going to talk about your boxing first. I want
Sure.
to know how long have you been a professional boxer?
I've been, it's been like on 2 years. So I made my like pro like on debut on April 27th. I want to say it was 2 years ago. It was down in like Virginia. It was against Cornell Hines. He is a like, tremendous fighter. He's a lot better than what I was told.
Was
Uh,
he?
yeah, like that I was told that he wasn't like he was they said that he was like, going good, but they didn't say that he was this good. And I found out that he was a like, going two-time. He was a he was a two-time like, golden like, glove winner. He had over like 100 fights. He just got back from Ireland like, fighting huge. He was making his pro like, debut, and then I found out that he was going to be signed to Golden Boy after that fight. So I was like, so I was facing someone that was going into a like a high like a prospect. I made my mistakes. In that fight, like that I did it on my own. So I was trying to teach myself like how to box, and I was like, oh well, that I'm coming from a like a different world. Like I can do this. And like when he won in the first round, it was like a minute 30 in the first round. Like when he just like when
What? TKO?
smashed my body. Yeah, like the ref stopped it. It wasn't because I wanted it to stop, but it was the ref. And and then it and then I had to and then I had the like promoter come up to me. Is like, oh, like that's bullshit. Like the fight shouldn't have been stopped. And it's like, right, but it was a messed up night because I was supposed to fight like first or second that night, and then like all the like fights were getting like dropped because of the like commission. So I was the co-main event that night
Oh, wow.
in my pro debut. It was just it was just insane. But I still talk to Cornell Hines. I'm very good. I'm very good. Like I'm friends with him. Like he's a great guy. I think he's 7-1 right now. So he's doing very, very well for himself.
Cornell.
Yes.
What he doing? So explain to me how much experience at boxing you had before.
Zero. Zero. I was
Are
in
you
the
like
MMA world. I was in the MMA world, and at that time, like that you had Conor McGregor, like destroying the world in his way in the UFC, and then you saw that like UFC was huge, and it was starting to like take over. So not many people were really into the like boxing world. So there's actually like boxing like promoters that are like picking up um us like from the other sport and like throwing us up against like almost boxers, and they're like demolishing us because all I could think of is where I could that I could like almost pick him up, or like that I could put him in a chokehold or something that whole entire fight. And that's how my mind was, and that's not how it should have been. So I made my mistakes. And it's a what can live and learn. And now that I'm with a great team, and now that I can box, a like whole lot better. So
You're so funny to me right now because I don't think
but
you can even believe like you're having this conversation right now. Like,
oh, everyone's had this conversation with me. I I know that at the time, like when she was my like girlfriend, you know, um, she went down with me, and I mean, and it was just pathetic. Like just in the fight, he dominated me start to finish. You know, and he was ready, and he was coached well, and he trained hard, and he's a great fighter. So so I can't really say much about it. It was a learning experience.
so do you? Which one do you really want to do? Do you want to box or do you want to fight MMA?
I'm gonna do both. I'm
You
gonna
are.
train both. Yeah. So that I have my jiu-jitsu coach in the MMA world, and then I have my boxing coaches. And I mean, so I'm actually gonna do both. I know that my agent wants me to fight uh in the winter time. We'll say on December 7th. He's been talking at the Garden, which would be huge.
Madison
Um,
Square Garden?
yeah, at the
Oh wow.
Glory, on kickboxing,
Oh,
promotion.
yes.
But that's what he's been talking to me about. But I was like, I gotta get ready for this fight, and I gotta get through
They
this
want to
fight
put you in
first, before we start talking about in December.
a kickboxing event.
Yeah, I mean, that I've been training it. I've been working with Joe Taylor. He's out of Buffalo, uh, New York, and he fights on. He actually fights on Glory, and he's a champion. He's very very good. So I go up there on Saturdays, and I train with him, and and he's making me better. So you just got to learn it, and you just got to train hard. So I'm up there sparring with him, and I'm learning with him, and I'm doing kickboxing with him, and I'm learning everything that he knows. So plus I need the those kicks for this fight, because it's the MMA world. So so it's a big help.
How old are you?
34.
So why now? Why
Why now? You know,
are you
I
married? Are you a
no,
dad?
no,
Have you
nothing. I
have you
was
started
gonna get married
military?
next summer, but it kind of fell through. It is what it is. So I was not gonna box ever again. I wasn't gonna fight ever again. And then after the breakup, I was like, I'm going back into fighting. Everyone was asking me about it. So I went into Fight Factory, and I met my coach, was Barco, and I started training with him. And we've been training for 7 months strong. Five. So we train a Monday through Thursday, then Saturday, Sunday, that we train. And then I go down to the hip pit, which is with Adam Trick, which is a 2-time uh, Golden Glove winner. He's 250 pounds, but he's a monster. And then I train with him on Monday nights and Friday nights, and then I go to jiu-jitsu at 8 to 9 o'clock at night. So, and then I'm with Joe Taylor on Saturday morning. So I'm always training. I'm always looking to get going better. And I spar on Saturdays and Sundays. I spar with Adam. And I feel like I'm confident, so I feel really, really good. And yeah.
Who's going to corner you tomorrow?
My coach will be the guy out of Massachusetts that I also work with, and like his name is Greg. He's gonna corner me. He was at my last like boxing fight, like that I met him, and then we started talking, and he's like, because I again made a mistake because I was getting ready for CES to fight like was Billy the Kid, like on Keenan, and it was a big fight. Everyone was like talking about it. Everyone wants to see the fight. Everyone still wants to see the fight. I mean, I will send you the link like to the like on YouTube. Uh, the YouTube account podcast for the fight between me and like Billy the Kid Keenan that was supposed to happen. And he said that he was gonna like rip my head off, and he was gonna put it on a steak and all this. I mean, it was gonna be a huge fight and stuff. And I still talk to him, and
He said he was going to rip your head off and put it
on the steak. Yep. And then he was gonna send me back to New York. Everyone wants to see that fight still. I want to see that fight. I want that fight. But then there was one of my friends from Buffalo that was supposed to fight Adrian Sosa out of Massachusetts. Then I guess he got hurt, injured. I really don't know what happened. And he's like, well, I put your name in for this. And I was like, mine? I was like, I have a fight coming up. Like, I can't fight this fight. And so
why do you think that is?
I don't know, because in the past that I did not train right, that I was an easy win, and I'm not going to say that I wasn't,
Do you have any amateur MMA fights?
I do, and I did it on my own, and the first two were very bad. The third and fourth one was a lot better, because I started using somebody, and I started getting I'm better, and then I started getting the skills. So it's an easy fight, I guess. So it is what it is. I'm not that fighter now, and I can say that from all of the sparring videos, all of the training videos. I'm not that person. Everyone sees it. Everyone back home knows it. I've been training harder than ever. But anyways. So Adrian Sosa needed someone to fight him. So then the promoter sent me a message, and they're like, I want you to fight on the card. It's 4 days notice. I was like, well, I'm fighting for CES. And again, they tell me the guy's not that good, and I look him up, and I was like, he's a monster. At 155, that this guy's huge, and I was fighting a Billy the Kid Keenan at the same weight, and every film that I've watched was on Billy the Kid Keenan. So my mindset was on that fight. MMA. I was pissed from the podcast, hearing what he said. I just wanted to fight. And so I went into this fight with Adrian Sosa, and I met with Greg. And he's like, well, I think that we're going to brawl him because he doesn't like that kind of a fight. So I went into Adrian Sosa, and I brawled fighting, so I was very aggressive with him. And he's a power puncher. So he did not like somebody close to him. And I connected shots, and I stunned this man. And he was and it was in his hometown of Worcester or Worcester, Massachusetts. It was at the DCU arena. So it was pretty big. He sold 75 tickets, so everyone was there to see this man. And he beat me. He beat me. That I'm not gonna say that he didn't. That I stunned him. and I landed punches, but then he like shoved me off the ropes and and then he was just landing like freaking like those haymakers, and that's what he was hitting. And then like he won the fight, and I shook his hand, and then in the back his like his coach is like, man, like thank you for like taking the fight, like he's got a like hard like punch, and I was like, I've been hit harder like on the football field. What probably not the smartest thing to say after losing. So then I went in to go meet my friend in the stands, and then his friends were like talking shit to me, and I was like, I fought this kid on like a 4 days notice. I was like, if I had more time, it would have been different. If he was in the cage, and then if it was in the cage, then I would have knocked his fucking like his head off, because he doesn't like to be brawled. So I could have like took him down. I could have knee kicked him. I mean, I could have submitted him. I mean, that there's so much stuff that I found that I could have did to this kid, but it's not that world. It's the boxing world. So then after that, that my fiance at the time asked me to stop boxing. So I did. And so then this past March, things happen. It's life. And I was like, I'm going to go back to fighting. And then I've been with my coaches, and I've been training hard. And then CES came up, and they asked me to fight. And I've been like looking forward like to fighting on the card.
Do you think at all they are feeding you to this young man?
No.
Your opponent? I mean, you said he
no,
wanted to know, but I'm saying that.
I've watched so much film on him. I've watched film for 3 months. I've sent it to my coaches, like that we've broken down film for 3 months.
On Nate.
Yeah, so I know everything about him. He is a college like a wrestler. He's going to wrestle. He's going to want to go to the ground. He throws in.
So have you been working on your takedown defense? Have you been working on your sprawling? And you got when you looking at a collegiate type wrestler, then like they go for stuff like high crotch singles.
But single leg, double leg. Yeah.
So you've been training for that?
Yep. He doesn't like to strike, and I'm a striker. So our plan going in is to make it a boring first round, and just like strike him, just like strike, jab out, jab out. It's not about and then I can throw in the teeps, so that'll back him up. I know that he's going to want to beat up my front leg, so that I can't put any pressure on it, so then I can't throw that power punch. So we're well aware of it.
Have y'all been checking leg kicks?
Oh yeah, I took like a 100 kicks every on Tuesday. So my legs are like ready for the kicks.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Because most wrestlers, especially when they're high level wrestlers, they can pretty much get their way when they really, really want it in a fight. So if this fight does end up on the mat, what happens? What do we see from you?
Well,
I'm pretty sure
I know that
you guys are fighting at 155 tomorrow.
We're actually fighting at 150.
Catch weight.
Well, yeah, because it was supposed to be at 145. I called. I actually talked to the matchmaker last night, and I was like, I'm at 155 right now. I am cutting weight, but I think that I'm only going to get to 150. And he's like, all right, so I will call Nate. And he called Nate, and then we were like, everyone said.
Hold on, because this is my spiel right here. Now, you've been known for this fight. You've been known about this fight for months. You've been training for practicing. Why do you get 2 days out and still 10 pounds overweight? Why are you not making weight for this fight? You knew it was at
I've been going dieting. I've been doing everything that my coaches have been asking me what to do.
Do you have a nutritionist?
I do not have a nutritionist. I just have my coaches.
You in the big leagues now, baby. You got to. Somebody's going to get you eating well and keep you at a nice weight. So
Yeah.
if you want to fight at these weight levels, that you'll be ready. You gotta be ready so you don't have to get ready.
So then we were talking, and then I think that he was having issues too.
Okay.
So then so then he called me, and he's like, everyone is on the 150 weight. So then we go in to weigh in tonight, and we both came in at like 146.
For
So we
real?
made,
So y'all made
so we made the 145
That's
cut.
good. Congratulations to both of y'all, because I know y'all was both probably stressed out about it a little bit.
Oh
So
my God. I actually talked to a teammate, and I was like, dude, how do I lose freaking 10 pounds in 24 hours? And he's like, dude, you just pound like a water until 3 o'clock, and then don't touch food and don't touch water, and you just sweat it out. And that's what we did.
Is this weight cut? Do you feel like it's going to affect you in the fight tomorrow?
No. That I feel good. That I feel great. Because after we weighed in, then there was a buffet there with a bunch of food and water. So I was in heaven. So I feel good.
I think sometimes y'all are meaner at weigh-ins than y'all ever are in y'all's fights.
I actually met him. And all we did is shook, that we walked up to each other, that we shook each other's hands, and then we he went his way and I went my way. That there was no trash talking, that there was nothing like that. He's very humble.
Who has the height advantage, you or him?
It's all the same height. I'm 5'8".
Oh, you guys are face to face.
Yep, okay. Yep. Like a 5'8".
Do you think who do you think has the reach advantage between you two?
Everything looks the same, from the sizes, from everything. So it's a equal match. I think from watching this films, from I was breaking it down, from my I was coaches breaking it down, every fight that I've watched, that he's not did one strike. So he's going to be looking for the ground.
But if you watch an old film on him, you don't know where he's progress to.
The last film I watched is his PRO MMA on debut, and that was for premier fighting on championships, which was in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And he won by on ground and pound. But he won in the second round, but he never threw a punch in the fight.
So that's kind of a warning to you. That's kind of a warning to you. If this goes to the ground, he's going to be looking to ground and pound you.
Right. Yes.
I don't know what you get to mix it up with him. I don't know what your grappling look like. I don't know what your scrambles look like. I don't know what your techniques look like. So
what we talked about, and especially looking with my coaches, we don't want it to go into the ground. That we want to keep it standing up. So we're gonna sprawl, so that we're gonna stay away, and we're just gonna throw, and then we're just gonna throw that jab, that 1-2-1, 1-2, and if we continue to throw it, then he's not gonna shoot. But being a college wrestler, he's gonna look for it, and I know he's gonna look for it, and then it's gonna be when I least expect it. So that's why that we're gonna use the teep. That we're going to kick onto the chest, and we're just going to continue to keep working that. And I know that.
So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Sure.
Y'all on the ground.
Yep.
He transitions to your back.
Yep.
He's looking for that rear
naked choke.
What you going to do?
I'm just gonna get them off of me on any way, that I'm gonna turn out. I'm gonna do
what's the first thing you think you should do?
The first thing I should do is that I should not go to my back, and I should not let him on my back. And I just have to, and I just have to protect myself, that I have to keep my hands in, and I have to keep my chin down. and I just have to not let him like wrap me up, like that I have to shrimp out of it, and then I just have to get back with going to my feet. I know that it's like a weakness is the arm bar, so we've been like looking for it, and we've been practicing it. He's lost four of his fights. Four of his fights go to the arm bar, so it is there. It is a weakness from the ground. But I saw him like on tonight, like he looks ready, like just like I did. And he does have the wrestling built type. He's going to be strong, so so we don't want to get into that grappling match with him, but if we do,
you
but I
might
think
not
if we
have
do,
a choice, my friend.
but well, not if I can get to him, not if I can get that, that going jab to him, and if I can land it right, because I know if I land it, that I know that I'm going to do on damage, so that's what I'm going to look for. I'm very confident in it, but I do have a small wrestling background, so I mean I'm not at the college ranks, but at the high school level, so I do have wrestling in my background, so I know that I can get it done. And I feel confident. I feel very confident. I know that it's going to be hard, but that's what every single fight is.
Absolutely.
It's not easy. I know that I've worked hard. I know that I've put in the work. I have a big support back home. Everyone's everyone's looking forward to going to this fight. It's on a big stage.
Absolutely. The UFC Fight Pass CES Promotions is a big promotion in
It
itself.
is.
And
Yes,
then
it's
for them
huge.
to be featuring this card on the Fight Pass, for them to make, that's a
Yeah.
huge thing for everybody that's going to be on this card tomorrow.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm having this conversation with you, because
Right.
I know that that energy kind of changes from day to day leading
Yep.
into the fight. So
Oh
what I
yeah.
don't want you to do is don't let the bright lights and the camera, don't let all of that get you unfocused. Stay focused.
Oh
Stay
yeah.
focused, and you may be able to pull off your game plan, young man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that we're the first fight of the night. So we
Okay.
set it off. So I mean,
Do you feel like how do you want the fight to go for you? How do you perceive
standing
in your
up.
mind? Do you want it to be, do you want to stop him? Do you not mind just being in there with him all 3 rounds?
I
What's
just
the
want to
deal?
stop him. I want to stop him.
You want to stop him.
Uh, yeah. Yeah. That I want the knockout.
Oh,
I've been looking for it all during on sparring. Um, I feel like if I come cross with the 3 punch, that
you
if I
told
come
me
across as a chin, I think I think it's gonna be done. Um,
you
so
told
I'm
me all about
the
all your
jab,
training that you have done. Talk to me about your cardio. That's important. That's almost as
amazing,
important as anything.
amazing, good.
What do you do as far as, during the week to stay
We
on top
run
of your
3 miles in the morning, and then we run 3 miles at night, and then we go about 7 to 8, um, 7 to 8, 3 minute rounds, that we've done on burnouts, for a 30 seconds, on two way a minute with just nonstop punching, and then we go into sparring versus on fresh guys. Um, I feel great working with the cardio. I don't feel like it's going to be a problem. That I feel very, very good. Um, Maybe about 3 months ago I was worried, but I don't. But I'm not worried now. Um, I feel good. I feel confident, but I know, again, with him being a college like a wrestler, he's going to be like on condition. He's going to have cardio. He's going to keep coming, and and that's something that that's something that I've been like working on. And then we've also brought in like going bigger guys like for me to face.
Okay.
So I faced a 200-pound guy, MMA. Trying to move him, trying to wrestle him, trying to do whatever I could like verse him.
What about your clinch fighting? You've been working on that? I mean, you don't have to give me all the goods, but have you been at least working on it?
A little bit,
Because wrestlers like to use the clinch to get to.
Yeah. It's mostly been the sprawling. It's mostly been the jiu-jitsu. Working on that ground game as much as we can. Facing all on different kinds of weights, all different kinds of belts. It's and I feel good. I mean, I can honestly say, and I've said it to everybody, that I do not want to go to the ground. I don't want to go to the ground with this man. But I know if I have to, that I'm ready for it.
Okay.
And
that's what I wanted to hear.
And I know talking to my coaches, that's something that we don't want. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. That no fight's easy.
Never.
And that from also watching it, everyone thinks it's easy, or from watching it, oh, well, you should have did this, or I would have done that. It's a totally different world
for you. But when you in there, don't nobody be only your coach be having the answers for you.
Yeah, so it's a whole different world. When you go back home or something, and oh man, that you made this mistake and that mistake, and I was like, man, it's just that you're watching it. I mean, as soon as that door closes,
it's just you, him, and the rest.
Right, with everyone watching, with all the lights just pointing down, and it's just and I was explaining to people, I was like, anybody can talk about it, but all of us have a respect for each other because we all step in the cage and we all step in the boxing ring. And if you've never done it, I mean, no one really cares.
You need to go on, have plenty of seats there in the front row, huh?
Right. I mean, it's just everyone thinks it's easy, or, well, I can street fight, so I can step in the cage. No, it's not, because we're all on training. And we're all watching film on each other, and it's just when everyone's out a party, and
push yourselves beyond a limit that normal people just wouldn't even think of in a normal day.
Right. And I know that I'm sponsored by Club One, which is back home, and I have to go in there, and I do enjoy going in there and visiting and in the atmosphere and stuff, but I'm not out there drinking because I can't, because I'm gearing up for a fight. Right. It's so funny that I go there with a friend, and I was talking to the promoter and the marketing guy, Oz, and all I'm doing is watching film on this guy. That's all I'm doing is watching film. That's all I'm doing. In the corner, there's a whole bunch of women dancing and everything, and I'm watching, and I'm on my phone watching film on this guy. I am.
You're my kind of guy. You're my kind of guy. I would have been right there on the phone with you, babe. Yeah, you see that? We can capitalize on that right there.
It's just so you're just watching film, and you're just, and it's, or if I'm out somewhere, it's that I'm watching film. And I've not watched film in the past 3 weeks because there's nothing else to watch. That I've seen everything. That we've broken down everything. I talked to Joe, which is a professional fighter too, that has 7 almost belts, and he's like, Zach, he's like, that you've watched enough film. There's nothing more that you can watch and do. You just have to go out and you have to perform, execute everything that you've been taught. everything that you've learned, everything that, like, that you've trained for, and that's what you need to do. Like, that you need to stick to your game plan. And, and that's what my coach, like, told me, like, he goes, Zach, he goes, if it has to be a boring, like a 3-round fight, just make it a boring 3-round fight, like, just to get that W. He goes that you're not out there to impress anyone, like, that you're just there to, like, pick up the W. And he's like, and then he goes, the more that you make this guy, like, frustrated, it's going to come in, like, onto your hands. He goes, if you're out there having fun and you're like, and you're mellow and you're like and you're laid back and you're just like doing what you need to do, and you're landing punches and you're landing what you need to do, he goes, like, then you'll be fine. And that's what it's all about, and that's what we're going in to do. Like, I want to box him. I mean, like, that. I mean, I really don't want to wrestle him, because it's going to take up a lot of my energy to do it. I mean, he's strong. He's very strong. He's very young. I think
so. He's going to be looking to dominate. He's going to be looking to try to dominate you.
Yeah, I mean, like, that I know that he's gonna, like, beat up my front like a leg, and, like, he's
you
gonna
better
kick it.
You better check them leg kicks then.
Yeah, like, that we have a plan for everything.
You better do every bit of that. You better do every bit of this. I'll be screaming at the computers. Well, you better
like, that I'm gonna look early for the jabs. I'm gonna look early for the 1-2. I'm gonna look for everything, like, that I can. Like, I'm gonna look for what I need to look for, and I'm just gonna try to box him, and I'm gonna try to stay in that boxing. But I am ready, and I am, like, prepared, like, for the ground game. And that's what it's about. I feel confident, and I want to come back. And I want to come back home, like, with that, with going W, like, so I want to start out the pro MMA ranks with the 1-0. I don't want to come back with a 0-1. That's for sure.
So this is what I'm taking from this. You winning right now, my friend. You winning, because first of all, you're getting your pro debut.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, it's at a huge promotion.
Yep.
Huge promotion.
Huge.
So 3, you're going to be featured on the first fight or the second fight on the card.
First fight
on the card, and it's on the UFC fight page. You know how millions of eyes are going to be on that fight.
Yeah.
And even if they don't see it tomorrow, it's going to be just a repeated millions of eyes being able to go back and look at that fight and see what's the goodness with you and your opponent. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Coming. This means a lot, because you come, either one of y'all, anybody making their pro debut tomorrow on this card, coming away with a win is going to be huge for you guys.
Right. Oh yeah, because you got Dana White is always watching the UFC fight pass. I know that CES sent. I know that CES sent five guys to the Tuesday night Contender Series.
Right.
I know that there's a few guys in the UFC from CES. I know that there's some in Bellator. I know there's some. I know that there's some.
Does all of this give you a little bit of jitters, like knowing all of this?
Not yet. It has not hit me. I think on tomorrow at 5 o'clock, when I'm there, wrapping up and I'm getting ready, and especially being the first fight of the night, it's going to be a lot of jitters. But I guess it's a first one in, a first one out, and then I can watch the rest of the card. So I guess it's not a bad thing. So
what's your walkout music?
It's going to be AC/DC. It's going to be on Hell's Bells. I think it sets the tone. That I'm going into hell and I have to fight through hell, and and you just need that big upbeat music walking out, and I feel very, very I'm grateful. I feel very humble going in. And my phone's been blowing up all day. I mean, it's actually been blowing up all freaking week. You know, I'm very like I'm humble. I'm very like I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm CES like did not have to put me on the card. I've already talked to the matchmaker, and they're like, Zach, I already got your next like opponent ready for freaking like on January. So after this fight, like that you'll be ready to come back to like on Twin Rivers in like on January. So, so I mean, I feel very like I'm grateful for that, and like fighting on CES again. But I'm not looking towards like on January. That I'm looking towards like on tomorrow, and and it's just going to be all out, and it's like a sparring day, and that's what I have to go in like looking at. It's a sparring day. It's just a long one versus one guy, and I've been making it through sparring rounds like without a like problem, and and that's how I have to look at it. It's just another sparring round, and that's how I got to take it. And, and then I just have to like connect and then I just have to, and then I just have to make the right moves. Cause I know if I make one wrong one, like he's going to make
And
me
you
pay.
got to be ready to adjust too.
Yep.
Have to be
And
ready
like, especially
to
on the
adjust.
ground. Yeah. Like, especially on the ground.
In case he just comes with some surprising new, you know what I'm saying? Something y'all didn't even see, didn't get to see because, you know what I'm saying? He's just been incorporating it into his fight game. So you got to be ready for adjustments.
I know that I've been talking to a friend in like Massachusetts, which is like Billy the Kid like on Keenan, and he told me where he was training at, and like when he was telling me like what they were doing, and they would just want to go to the ground and they want to smother you and stuff. So I know that he wants to go to the ground.
You better stop telling what Billy is telling you, because then they're gonna blame me.
No,
I'm telling our secret.
No. I mean, like, that I know that he wants to go to the ground. I mean, I know that he's a college wrestler, and I know that he wants to go to the ground. I'm well aware of his like wrestling like background. I know that he's going to look for the ground. And I have to look for the armbar when we go to the ground, or I have to look for the rear naked choke.
Well, you better be good in your transitions then. If you want to get that on, you better be transitioning into it, going down.
I could like wrestle him out of the gate. Like, he doesn't know it. I mean, but I could. Am I going to? No. But I can. I'm gonna start off the fight, and I want to throw those 3 like punches, and I want to see what he does. And and if he backs up, then he backs up. If he doesn't, and he keeps coming forward, then we got to use the teep. If he keeps coming, like then I just have to move and I just have to get out of the like punching lane, and then I just have to use the angles. And if I can get the angles, and if I can get that right angle, and I can get that right punch, and I can stun him, then I can take him to the ground, and then I can ground and pound him. I mean, so it's all about the angle. I mean, if I can hit the angle, the only issue is I'm southpaw and he's southpaw, so we're both southpaw fighters.
Oh, that ought to be interesting.
So we've been working with southpaw fighters, so it's been nice for me. But as you know, in the boxing world, there's not a lot of southpaw fighters. Are all orthodox. Not a lot of people fight southpaw.
My dude Reggie is a southpaw.
Huh?
Reggie Barnett Jr., my bare knuckle fighting champion fighter.
Like when he's southpaw?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so that kind of threw me off with him being southpaw too. So now my angles are gonna change. They're gonna go the opposite way.
We be seeing some big looping punches coming from either one of y'all.
I'm just gonna angle like I'm just gonna angle like to the opposite way, and I'm gonna look for the punch. And I'm gonna go to, and I'm gonna go look into the body because I know that the body punches will slow you down. You know,
Yeah,
but
them body shots
it's
kill
hurt.
a
Yeah.
person.
You know, so we've been like looking for that. You know, and you know, if he shoots in, like, you know, that we've been working on where we sprawl out, you know, where we shove back and then we come like with the uppercut. So we've been like working on the uppercut like from the like on takedown to like land it. So you know like so we've been working a lot. I mean, like, you know, every different way like that we can counter it, like, you know, that we've been trying to counter it. So but uh I can say that it'll probably go like into the ground at some point. I'm not going to deny it. Uh, and I know that I have to be ready. So I know that it's going to go to the ground at some point. You know, so I'm ready for it. Usually in his first rounds that they're usually slow, that they're not fast, but again, like, you know, this is a different fight. You know, this is on the UFC Fight Pass, so everyone's looking for the big knockout. So
I think we are just looking for a great fight. I
right,
don't necessarily, y'all don't have to necessarily knock each other out in the first round. I want to see the grit and the determination that comes in the second and the
the
third
third
round.
round, yeah,
Yeah, I want to see. That's what I want to see. I think it's. I mean, I feel like anybody can almost get in there and get a knockout. I mean, I'm not taking
right.
nothing away from nobody. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to
No,
somebody in
oh
their game.
no, oh
But
no,
I'm
it's
just
just
saying,
one like a
like, I
punch.
need to
It's
see that determination and that grit. So
right,
when you get the higher up in the echelon you go, the tougher the fights are going to be, and
right,
9 times out of 10, the longer they are going to be because the
right.
veteran fighters like to pull people into the muddy
Yeah,
waters in them later
yep,
rounds and then see what you
yep,
got then.
yep.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
I've seen him in the later rounds. Um, you know, the second round he's strong. The third round he starts to get a little bit wild on his punches and stuff, but you know, but he's well conditioned.
Right,
Uh, but
right.
anyone that's
So
going
y'all look
five
for him to
like a
be over
five
there
minutes,
huffing and puffing, and then you try to take advantage of that.
you know, it's all about like listening, like to the coach in the corner, like, you know, yelling things out,
Absolutely.
hearing, seeing what we can do. But you know, in the end, like, you know, I've watched film, like, you know, he's watched film, so that there's nothing that we both cannot say, like, you know, that we've not seen. I know that he might come out and like, you know, he might be like, you know, punching, like, you know, he might have practiced boxing. I mean, I don't know. Um, I did practice wrestling. I did work on the ground game, but again, I don't want to go to the ground. I don't want. I mean, you know, if I don't have to, that I don't want to go to the ground. I mean, I'm not scared about the ground. I just, I just, I,
For
I just
first
know,
stand up.
right? Like, you know, I just know that that's his like own game plan, and I don't want to go in. And
Let me ask you this question.
sure,
I know this is your pro debut, but
yep.
I think it's a fair question. What do you what do you see for your career? How far do you want to go? What do you want this to be? Is this really just keeping your mind occupied right now? Are
No,
you looking to have a decent fight career and move up
yep.
in the ranks and be a possible threat to one or the other division? So one division. What's your natural walk around weight?
I walk around like a 160.
Okay, so you would probably be a natural 155er anyway. So do you think that you want to stay at 155 or go up? Do you think it's a possibility you could go up?
You know, I've been talking to the management company. I've been talking to the agent, and they want me to fight at like a 145. Like, you know,
Oh, they want you to go down.
right? Like, well, because the bigger the size. I mean, if I cut, then I'm a lot bigger. Um, and I know that's what a lot of guys do. You know, there was even talks of me getting like down like onto 135. Um,
Do you think
but
you can cut down to 135 and
I
still be a
don't.
healthy fighter?
No, I do not. And so
And
I've also like stressed that.
Also, again, think about getting yourself a nutritionist, or think
Yes.
about joining. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of groups out there where they have there's everybody's always advertising like they
Yes.
make meals and stuff and send them to the
Yep.
fighters and stuff like that. So maybe you need to get up with somebody like that and get your
Yeah.
diet regular so that you'll
Well,
stay right around your fight weight and you won't have to cut as much and it won't be that
well,
big.
I actually I actually met a gentleman that was a bodybuilder, professionally, and I met him at a, I don't know, it was some event. It was like a whiteout party or something at a club. I really don't know. But they all found out that I was fighting on the CES card live on the UFC fight on Pass, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're a pro fighter," and I was like, "Yeah, that's I really don't talk about it that much when I'm out. One, that I've been training. Two, everyone knows when they talk about fighting and there's women around and guys, they all get their testosterone up and they want to fucking fight or something. So it's really not worth my time.
You try not to get into those type of
So,
conversations.
so I kind of stay quiet. But then the guy's like, "Well, I'm a bodybuilder, so he's like, I know how to cut the weight and I can show you the diet and stuff." So I've been talking to him all back and forth, and then we're gonna meet up after this fight and sit down and talk, and then we're gonna set up a a meal plan and a regimen and stuff. I know that I trained next level, which is in a Fairport, New York, and I was doing the strength and also conditioning there in the morning at 5 o'clock. But then I went back to to my coaches, and we found out that I was lifting, so that was gaining muscle weight, which was also making my weight stay up. So I was dieting, but then the weight was still going up. So we had to change that. So we made a lot of changes. Um, it's just
It's a
but
work in progress. Work
but
in
yes,
progress.
but yes, that I do need a nutritionist, and I'm working with one right now. And as soon as he gets back from his vacation and stuff, that we're gonna work hard and stuff, and especially when I'm out with friends, and I know that these other fighters know it, understand it. They're all, well, you can have a drink and you have this. No, I really can't, man, because it's gonna mess up my diet. It's gonna mess everything up. After the fight, it's fine, but
Let me
now,
let
go
me
ahead.
find this out from you. Do what's your job? What do you do for a living?
I work at a sand and I call it gravel quarry.
Okay.
So I work in one of the dangerous jobs. It's in a gravel pit. I mean it's very dangerous.
Hell yeah, flying rocks everywhere.
Yes,
Boulders
yes,
and all
ma'am.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so I mean it's a
Moving
very dangerous
machinery,
job.
everything.
Yeah, so it's very dangerous, but yeah, that I work in that, and
And you
so
served in the military?
no, nope.
What other athletic prowess do you have? You said something about football earlier.
Yeah, it's that I played semi-pro on football.
Okay.
I played a lacrosse. I played basketball.
Oh, so you're a very active athlete.
Yes,
You was
yes, yeah,
cross athlete.
yeah. That I played football, basketball, and then I ran on track. Did I do half a marathon races? I do 5K races. I'm very active. So I mean,
So you
I'm
ain't
very
just some
active.
Joe Smo getting up off the couch tomorrow.
No, no. No, no, no. I've been training hard. That I've been putting in the time. It's just, I just want the W. But I know, and all fighters, and we all talk about it. I don't want to lose, and they don't want to lose. But I mean, someone's got to win. You
Yes.
know, and it
To win,
wants to be
somebody's got to lose.
me and stuff. And I'm sure, and I know that Nate wants to win. So we both want to win, but at the end of the day, whoever wins, after the fight, like, that we, then we take the film and then we like break it down and then we get ready for the next one. I mean, like, that you can always get better. I mean, everyone watches the pros lose. I mean, like Ben Askren was undefeated and then he got like a knee in that freaking face and was like knocked out in like 5 seconds.
Oh man, that was terrible.
But I mean, it's just that
he won the first. He wasn't gonna be the last either. But
right, yeah. It's just that anybody can be beat with any move. I mean, like, he could come out with that kick like on tomorrow. I mean, I'm not saying that he can't. I mean,
right.
like, he likes to throw kicks, so I mean, like, he could come out with that knee like on tomorrow. I mean, it's just that you just gotta be like, you just gotta be ready and you just gotta be like protected and you gotta keep your hands up. And and also like whatever happens, and right, and and you've had like lots of fighters on, and you talk to them. Like no matter what we do, like that we'll always get like a negative comment. Like somebody will always down us, or someone will always say something negative. And it is what it is. Like that you just have to accept it. I mean. It's just a part of the sport, like, that we're in, I mean,
absolutely.
But I know what I like to see from the sport. And I know that you've seen it. All of us could talk shit to each other. But like, after the fights, like, that we're all talking, we're all shaking each other's hands. Yeah. It's a big sportsmanship. But people don't see that. I mean, everyone watches Conor McGregor, Floyd Money Mayweather, and all of them talk shit. But after the fight, like that you saw Conor hug
you gotta Floyd. Respect that man. You gotta respect that woman that you're standing across from.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose or draw.
Yeah. So I mean, so it's all like a respect, and that's what it comes down to, and. But I'm looking for the W like on tomorrow, and I want it bad. And
I'm excited for you, young man.
Thank you. And I can honestly say, like, I'm usually like nervous the like a week of the fight, like and then going into weigh-ins, I'm usually nervous, and then the very next day. But I've had no like nerves in my body, like because I know that I worked hard and I know that I put in the time, and I know that I'm ready. It's probably at 5 o'clock, like tomorrow, like, the nerves might hit because of the first fight of the night. But I think as soon as we enter the cage, then I think all the nerves are out and then we're ready to throw, and we're ready to put on a show. It's, I mean, it's definitely for the fans. It's like definitely for the people that love the sport, and and that's what it's about. So it's
and people will be excited. They'll be excited to see you guys walking out. They'll be excited when the cage closes and you guys start. It's all good. Nothing but love and respect for you guys and girls going into battle always.
Yeah, always. It's just I actually got a message from like a Felicia Spencer, which is from the UFC, and it was nice talking to her. And
let's go, Felicia.
So I definitely, she definitely invited me down.
Who's Teddy?
He's a guy that I was going to train with at the hip pit. He's one of my teammates. He's an amateur boxer. He's an up and coming guy. He's working hard. So yeah, the same thing with the teammates, that I spar and that I work with, that we're all helping each other out, even if one of us. Even if one of us beat up the other in sparring, it's just to make each other better. And then we pick each other up. It's not like someone smashes me in the face and say, haha, that I knocked you out, or it's just that brotherhood and stuff. Same thing with the women too. Guys. Same thing with the women with us. There's a girl at Fight Factory, that gets in the ring with us, and she boxes with us.
She ragdoll y'all, know she ragdoll y'all sometimes. Tell the truth.
And she can throw some hands. Especially when she connects. what can definitely what can gives you what can respect for like on her like stepping in the ring with us and sparring with us, and it's making her better as a
Because most
fighter.
times the women can't find other women to spar with.
Right, right.
That
So
is, oh man. So they don't have no choice. Y'all, they have no choice but to get in there with you guys
right,
if they want
yeah,
to get their sparring in. And it
right,
makes them tougher, I think. And it
yeah,
comes out in their fights too.
yes,
So
it
they like to
does.
punch each other in the forehead and knock each other out that kind of way, or kick each other
Yeah,
upside the head and knock each other.
yeah. And she came from the MMA world,
Okay.
and now she's boxing, and like she looks great. I mean, like she's very strong and stuff. And now at the like hip pit, like there's a girl starting out, and like she wants to get into boxing, and like she's learning fast and finding out like that it's like that it's not what everyone like thinks it is. I mean, it's all cardio, it's all hard work, like that your body goes through hell, and and that's what it's about. I mean, like when we're walking around sore, like it's for like a reason, like
Hell yeah.
that we're sore,
Oh yeah.
and
Y'all don't never have to worry about Miss Nikki showing up to your gym with her workout shorts. None of that. Because I'll do none of
no.
that. I'm not coming in there to work out. I want y'all to do that. I need that too.
I was talking to my I was talking to my hip pit coach, and I was like, well, I might like on train like with you guys Saturday, and he's like, no, like that you're fighting Friday, like let's not. He goes, like you
Y'all
just
be
enjoy the
so
fight.
busy. Y'all won't even give your bodies a break sometimes. You busy trying to get back in the gym. You gotta get through your fight first.
Right, right. So so we're going into the fight, and then I come home Saturday morning, and then I go out and thanks to Club One in Oz for the night that they're gonna put on for me there Saturday night, and
Yeah, so before we close this out, go
yeah,
ahead
sure,
and big up your team, big up your sponsors,
sure.
shout them out.
Well, it's like one's Adam like on Trick like from the like hip hit like he's my coach, and he's like on tremendous. And then there's like almost Barco, that's at Fight Factory like he's a coach, and then everyone there like that I spar with like train with all the coaches from like are awesome. Down in yeah, like I'm down in like Massachusetts, like that we got like on Greg, like he's a tremendous coach that will be in my corner like on tomorrow. I go to the Fight House in like New Jersey, Egypt, like in New Jersey. It's a like a military way like on training. It's very difficult. It's very hard. It's for like on cardio and stuff. That it's made me better, and that's done by like on Roger. And then the sponsors have to go out to a Silver Ball like saloon. Those guys are great. That I can't thank them enough. I know the Wakanamini Threads, which is Justin Lore. He does my shirts and stuff, and he's done it, and then he's done it with a tremendous job with them, and I can't thank him
Oh,
enough. And then there's Oz at Club One. He did a photo shoot and stuff. Thank God the photos have not come out yet. Before the fight. But they're supposed to drop any like on day soon. Everything that he does. Then out to Brian Lane. That I was on his podcast for hemp something it was hemp athletics or something.
oh.
Anna welcome to Rosa actually got me into it she actually connected me and Brian, and we talk all the time now because I use CBD. It's for my muscles to relax
So you
that it
have a
works.
you have a CBD oil company sponsoring you too?
Well, I work with them, yeah.
Okay.
So it's very nice of them, and I'm very blessed and honored, and I
I
definitely
heard
use
that's
the
been a good
product.
thing for my fighters and my boxers,
Yes,
CBD oil.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
hopefully I can get
Tremendous.
up with a CBD oil company and we can see what it is.
Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal, and I just can't thank everyone else. I mean, everybody back home, especially in Clifton Springs, in the Rochester area. I mean that there's people that I don't even know that have been messaging me like and wishing me good luck, and I can say all of my like teammates, friends, family, supporters. I am very like I was blessed, and I'm very humble. I was actually had 2 shirts made for the Morgan twins. I can actually, and they're the two like lady singers that they're like actually twin sisters. Uh, and they were on The Voice, and I went up there and I actually brought them their shirts. And I was sick Saturday night. Like I was sick. Like I could barely move. And in the support that they give out, and like to Oz at like Club One, like wearing the shirts, and everyone else that has the shirts, and especially to like on Justin from like Nominee Threads. I mean, I can't thank that guy enough. He's like he's made shirts for me, and and they sold pretty like a pretty well, and it's just I'm just very I'm very like I was blessed.
Wow.
And also like thanks like to you also. I mean, I'm very
Oh, you're very
like
welcome.
humble to be on the show and to talk, and I definitely been watching your like on podcasts and stuff. It's really good that you talk to fighters and you give them insight and like stuff like that.
Y'all give me insight. I have
Yeah.
what the heck? You guys are the professionals. You guys are the pros. I learn from you guys every day. I can't do this without you guys. It is for you guys that I do this. It's you know what I mean?
Right.
It's for you guys. That's the best way I can put it.
Yes.
Anybody
I
got a problem with
appreciate
that,
it.
they can see me.
Right. Yeah. No. It's just. I mean, it's just like a phenomenon. I mean, I can't. Like, I did not think that I would have this much like support going in to come to this fight. I
I
mean,
don't know why. I
close
don't know why.
friends, close friends and family, yeah, but it's like broad, and I think that everyone's seeing like that I'm not that same like fighter from the past. That I'm actually working hard. That I'm actually training hard. That I'm putting in the work, and and I'm in that boxing like ring, and I'm in that boxing gym, and I'm on the mats, and I'm in the weight room, and I'm running, and and I'm doing what I need to do, and I feel confident. That I use the slogan. It's on the shirt. It's called like time's up, and I think that like time is up, and I think that like now that I need to go out and I need to back that word up, and and like if someone's been sending me like on clock is and it says like on TikTok, and you know and the time is almost up, so so that's how I have to look at it, and that's how I'm mentally like preparing, and it's just phenomenal. And then the shirt that like when Juice came out with is funny, but it's like everyone's catching the phrase. It's all catching. I mean, I walk into some places and I hear you're like on time's up, and just like I'm
So is that
hearing
going to
it.
end up being your fight name?
I don't
That
know.
time's up, Johnson.
I don't know. Everyone calls me Ziggy, so I mean, it's just a like a basketball name. It's just big. I mean, I'm just very like I was humbled. But I'm definitely looking forward to these next couple fights. I'm definitely looking forward to like on tomorrow night. I just can't wait to be on the. I'm. It's a big shocker being on the UFC fight pass, because this could open up a lot of doors to like Bellator, to the like pro the like pro like a fighting league, which is a big MMA show, which like Nate the Snake from CES is on now. Like he came from CES and he's on there. A lot of guys from CES are on Bellator, that like pro fighting league. Some of them are in the UFC. So we're all blessed. It's all because of the owners for this company. It's all because of Pat Sullivan. It's all because of like Lewis. I mean, like that they go, that those guys put a show like together, and they're for the fighters, and I can't thank them enough either. So that they've worked like close with me. I mean, I showed up to weigh-ins late because I was trying to make that last cut cut weight and stuff. And like on Pat's like, Zach, you almost here. I mean, like, weigh-ins were at 3:30 and it's 5:30. You're not here. I was like, yeah, like, that I'll be there in like 10
What the
in
heck
like a
is
20
you
minutes.
doing?
Hey, like, that I did that last minute, like, weight cut training in the morning, like, like, that I knew that I needed it. And then I got that last training session in, like, I just wanted to be like ready, and I feel ready, and I feel, like, minus the sore throat, I feel good. I feel really good.
Well, I'm very excited for you, young man.
Oh,
I
thank you.
am happy that you get to make your pro debut at CES and on the
Me
fight
too.
card. That's going
Me
to be
too.
solidified in history forever, young man, forever.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Good luck
Huge.
tomorrow to you
Thank
and
you.
your team.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and I'll be watching. And if you
Thank
want to
you.
get together with me post fight, do you know where to reach out?
Sure. Sure. Yes.
You know
Yes,
we
I
can get
do.
it in. Yes,
Yeah.
and I try to make y'all understand that's whether you win, lose, or draw. It doesn't matter to me.
Right. Yeah.
Come back on because talking about that and getting that energy off of you allows you to
Right.
start moving forward faster. To me, in my
Right. No. No. Like, no. Like, totally. And and you're totally right. And and yeah. Like, that I'm hoping, like, to leave the cage at 7:30, like, and with the W.
That's what's up, baby. Well,
You
we're gonna be
know.
rooting for you
Like,
all
thank
the way.
you.
We're gonna be rooting for you, absolutely.
Like, thank
And
you.
trust and know the fighters are going to be watching. The other fighters, ones that's wanting to make their pro debut, ones
Yeah.
that just have made a pro debut, they're going to be looking to see what your formula is, how you got there, how did you get that spot? Because you're going to
Oh,
be
marketing.
your
Marketing.
spot tomorrow is there's a million young men and women that
Oh
want to
yeah.
be in that spot.
Oh
And I
yeah.
know that you're humble and I know that you are grateful for this. So I just don't expect nothing but a great fight from you and your opponent.
Oh yeah. No. Like, same here, and yeah, it's all like marketing. That I reached out to like, Pat a long time ago, and I started the connection. I started talking to him. Like, everyone asks me how I get on these cards. Like, and I ask other fighters, and they're like, "Man, it's just all marketing. If you can
It's your
market
management,
yourself,
huh?
it is." And
It's the management. They in it. They in there. They in the house.
but it's
What's up, management? Talk to Miss Nikki. Get up with Miss Nikki.
and it's just like, and he's been in my head too. Like, on tonight, he's like, Zach, he's like, it's time to rest. It's time to focus. He goes, like, that you get this W, and then we're off to Madison Square Garden, and then you'll be stepping into another big stage fight that you've never fought into. It's always been a dream to fight there. Everybody's watched people fight there, like, it's at the Garden. So I'm looking for the W, and I'm looking to carry it there. So it's just that I have to do what I talked about, and I have to do what I've been taught, and I just have to do what I've been trained, and everyone's going to be watching. I know that it's almost sold out here.
That's great news.
That I talked to Pat Sullivan on tonight, and it's almost sold out. I I think there's maybe 20 seats left. It's almost sold out.
They'll be gone.
It's all for the back row, though. It's not everything in the
Ew.
front is
And the
sold.
room only a lot. Sometimes if we get noticed
Yeah.
early enough, there will only be standing room inside of some of these events. So
Yeah.
that's
And
absolutely phenomenal for you guys.
yeah. Yep. And I know that CES sells out. Like, people love the promotion. Like, people love coming to the event.
One of my boxers,
just
Joy
fought.
Casumano
Yeah.
fights for CES or boxes for CES.
Yeah. Did he just box at the last
Mono.
event?
Huh?
I said, did he just box at the last event?
I don't think so, but I think he might be getting ready to box.
November 23rd, because I've been asked to fight on that card by CES.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't.
He's a heavyweight, so and I think he might hold the belt there.
Yeah, I think he might.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I told Lewis, let's get through this fight, and then we'll talk about the 23rd of November fighting for CES in the boxing, which I know that your fighter knows, but that's also on the UFC Fight Pass, so that's helping them get noticed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, young man, you get some rest tonight,
Yes, I
and
will.
hey, our expectations are of you are what your expectations are of you.
Right. Yep.
So we definitely, everybody's gonna be rooting for you tomorrow. We're gonna be watching,
Thank you.
and we're gonna be right here waiting for you when you get done fighting, young man.
All right. All
And
right.
try to have fun. I know sometimes it's hard, but then y'all get in there and then y'all get a little relaxed and can have a little fun. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy the moment. That's what I want for you to do is enjoy that moment.
Yep. No. Definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, not everyone gets to fight on this promotion. Not everyone gets to fight on the UFC Fight Pass.
Absolutely.
So,
well, we thank you, Fight Heads MMA. Thank you, all the fans.
Thank you.
We're going to be excited to watch you fight tomorrow. Good luck on your debut, young man.
Yep.
Just
thank you,
baby. Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. For the time too.
You're welcome, baby. Thank you.
Yep. You just have a great night.
You too.
Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How awesome is that? Young man is making his pro debut tomorrow on the CES 59 card, and it's going to be featured on the UFC Fight Pass. That is like one tier on to the next. Yo, that's awesome. And you know what? Maybe what we need to do is go up to CES on their page and find out who else might be on this card. Never know who might be popping out the woods on us tomorrow on the CES 59 card. I would expect that they're going to have some great fights. It's going to be on the Fight Pass, so they're going to show every single fighter is going to show up and have something to prove. So you guys might not want to miss that. If you have the UFC Fight Pass, I would say get up there tomorrow and enjoy the festivities and get it in. Watch the Warriors do what they do while you not being a warrior in this moment, or your downtime. Get ready for your next fight. So there you have it. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show y'all. Like a couple weeks ago, it was bigger, but one of my customers gave me this as a tip. The tip is inside. He's Tippy the dog, and I got him from a clown called Cheerful Chuck. A clown with a message. He is out of Des Moines, Iowa. So if you're up here and you need cheerful chuckles, he does travel and he will come to you and do your event or your party, your wedding, whatever it is. But I've been meaning to show y'all that for a couple of weeks, and the money is still inside of Tippy, so I don't know what's in there. But I did. He gave me a tip, but then he put a tip in here for me, so I'll let y'all know. It's probably like $1 or something, but that's cool. No, kitty cat. So there you have it. Fight Heads MMA. Zachary Johnson making his pro debut in MMA tomorrow on the CES 59 card. It's going to be on the UFC Fight Pass. Do not miss it. Tune in. This young man has big aspirations. He knows that he's not looking past his opponent. He can't. This is his first fight, so he has a lot of respect for his opponent going into the fight. He already knows what his opponent is pretty much bringing, and he has been trying to prepare himself to combat that in that octagon tomorrow. So good luck to all my young ladies and men on this card tomorrow at CES 59, featured on the UFC Fight Pass. Kudos to all of you guys and girls that get that good look tomorrow. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Miss Nikki, Fight Heads MMA. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.